Today I want to talk with you about something that is incredibly important, our mental health. In May, we recognize the importance of mental health. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. And at WesleyLife, we want to bring attention to the importance of mental and emotional health as a key factor in our overall health and well-being. And we want to shine a light on the fact that many of us struggle with mental health in some way. And if not ourselves personally, we may have a family or a friend who struggles with mental health concerns. WesleyLife, as you all know, is a health and well-being organization. And for many of us, we often think of physical health, or we might think of eating healthy, but mental and emotional health is a key part of our overall well-being. And so we want to focus on that. A key data point that we may want to pay attention to is that 1 in 5 of us at some point will struggle with some form of mental illness. If you think about that for just 1 minute, that means that for many of us, 1 out of our family, our immediate family, may be impacted by a mental health concern at some point. And the other thing I think I would pull forward about mental health is that mental health is not like having a broken leg. We can all see the broken leg, but when we are struggling with mental health, it's often hidden from us. And if we ourselves have that mental health concern, it's often easy for us to disguise it or to hide it. So the point of this conversation today is to really talk about it's okay to bring that forward and to talk about it, to use your supports, and that WesleyLife really has a lot of those supports and resources to assist you when you're struggling with a mental health concern. I know that my friend Amy Bassett over here, who's our sales director for Wesley on Grand, is going to share a little bit about her own personal health and well-being journey through mental health. Amy has been a member of NAMI for some time, so the National Alliance of Mental Illness. Yes. And so we wanted Amy to have an opportunity to share a little bit about her personal journey and maybe how it's impacted her work experience at WesleyLife.
Yeah, thank you, Kristy. I really appreciate you asking about the perspective and why I'm passionate about mental health. So my husband was diagnosed with a mental health condition early on in our marriage. And at that time, there wasn't a lot of education around that, surrounding it. And one of his diagnosis is obsessive compulsive disorder. And not having all that awareness, I just kept searching and researching, trying to learn more and more about it. And thank goodness I stumbled upon National Alliance on Mental Illness. And that's where I gathered a lot of the information I needed to be able to help him navigate the mental health system. Because I'm already in healthcare and I've been with WesleyLife for many years, close to 25, I already am healthcare related, right? So I understand some of that, but working through the mental health challenges and trying to get the help that you need, especially in rural communities, can be extremely difficult. With that being said, leaning on National Alliance on Mental Illness was huge for me. So then I said to myself, when I am able, at a point in my life that I'm able to give back, I want to do that through National Alliance on Mental Illness. And therefore, I reached out and looked into advocacy and how I could share our family story. So not just my husband, but also my adult daughter. And in doing that, it's beautiful because I can take pictures of my family to our local representatives when we are advocating to change different policies and laws and things like that and get funding for mental health. But to bring life to that, to our local representatives, really pushes bills forward. So I'm very passionate about that. In the workplace, though, I think it's not only just with team members that I'm associated with, but also residents that we serve. So being a person that they can come to talk about certain things is huge. And I'm just open and honest with people that I have experiences with mental health through my family, letting them know that it's okay to talk about it. It is okay to shut the door and talk to me for a little bit. I also, through WesleyLife, as you know, we have mental health first aid. I was thrilled to do that. And so to help team members and residents, because through all facets of our life, we will come across somebody that does struggle.
Yes.
And it's okay to talk about it.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious, Amy, because I'm not to put you on the spot, but so many of us struggle. It might be a daily, I'm just having a bad day. I'm feeling a lot of stress, I'm overwhelmed, or I'm grieving the loss of a loved one and I can't get past, that deep sadness that impacts me. Do you have any wisdom that you'd be willing to share on how all of us as teammates and colleagues here at Wesley Life could support one another?
And I think listening is huge, and we have come across that even at Wesley on Grant, having team members that have lost a loved one. And I know in certain situations with myself, have been there to listen and guide a little bit, but also there are support groups. Yeah. It's huge what Wesley Life provides, not only for our residents, but we've also expanded it to team members too. So grief support is huge. And then also reaching out to NAMI for additional resources, because there's a bigger community even outside of ours as well that people can tap into and talk to others that are going through the same thing. Yeah. And that's important.
Yeah. And we have, I would just share too that we have our EAP. Would be something that is important for our team members specifically, right? And I just think many of our leaders have been through that mental health first aid class. So being comfortable visiting with your leader, talking with your PNC director, I would personally be open to any kind of phone call that to help people navigate those resources, or honestly just to be a listening ear. I think sometimes just listening compassionately makes a difference for people, that they feel like they can be heard.
Absolutely, 100%. And no judgment.
No judgment.
Because there's no judgment involved. Everybody has a story to tell.
We're exactly right. And
changes can be made by bringing that story to life for people to understand. Because it's really hard to make somebody understand something. We can't make somebody understand what mental health impacts and what it does to your family, because it really can be extremely difficult. But you can definitely be there to be that lending ear and guide. So
yeah, I think you said the word judgment. I would say shame too.
Yes.
We don't have to experience shame through this process. We all go through difficult periods of time. Some of us have, we all have a different story, as you said. We all have something different. So not being shamed by that, and being open and willing. And I think on the other side, just being available and open to people, letting people know that you're there. And anything that you can do just to make sure that they know it's okay, that to make it okay to talk about it at work is really what the message is that we want to send to our team members.
Absolutely. And just that, and I guess something really important I want to say is stigma, the stigma of, if I reach out for help, that makes me more weak or whatnot, or my family, there's times where you hear family would be better off without me because I have so many challenges. No, it is not true. Please get the help that you need. Please seek those resources. You are worth it.
Yeah. So I think I would bring this to conclusion just by sharing that if you're struggling, if you want to just talk with somebody, if you need access to resources, reach out to your leader, reach out to your people and culture director, call me personally, call any member of the executive circle here at Wesley Life. We want you to feel like we can open the conversation and that we can support one another. So thank you. Thank you for all you do as a member of our Wesley Life team. Every single person matters to this organization and to the mission that we serve. And my deepest appreciation. Thank you, and be well.